I'm Kathy Tadaldi, and I work here at the Denham Springs branch of the Livingston Parish Library, and I am getting into the spirit of the season. Today we're going to make a fun little card/book. They call it a squash book. I like to call it an explosion book because when you open it, it explodes. Everyone enjoys opening this. It's always such a surprise, and you can use it to send a happy greeting. You can put a gift card inside. You can put family photos inside. You can decorate it any way you want, and I'm going to show you how to do that today. So let me show you all the things that we're going to need to do that, and then we'll get started. Okay, here's our book. Once again, when you open it up, it looks like this. Now, if you look carefully, what it is, it's 3 square sheets that have been glued together with overlapping corners. These are the corners that overlap, and these are the square sheets. And then the card, this outside is a piece of cardboard that I've covered with wrapping paper. So we're going to start with that part because we want it to dry while we're making the others. So here we have, by the way, we're going to give out kits at all the branches of the library. This is what your kit will look like. If you get to come by and pick up the kit, it'll have everything you need in there except the glue. You can use your own glue at home. But if you want to just do it on your own, that's perfectly acceptable. You probably have everything you need at the house. This is good old Tony Tiger cereal box. I cut it into a 4, and I used a 4 1/4 inch square because I'm using a piece of paper that is 11 inches by 8 1/2. And I want this to be slightly larger than the finished folded size of this. So I'm working with 3 exact squares, like I said. Each one of these is a square. So I took the 8 1/2 and I cut 8 1/2 inches this way to make a square. Measure 8 1/2 at either end, either side, draw a line across it. If you want to use a knife to cut it, you can. That's how I do it when I'm doing a lot of them. But for just 3 sheets, I'm just going to cut it along that line. The kits are going to come in different colors. Some of them have green paper for the inside. Some of them have red. I'm going to make one today that's blue. Some of the kits are going to be blue. And you can choose your own. When you get to the library, you can choose the size and the color. When I say size, I do have some that are a little smaller than 4 1/2 inches because when I was cutting up all that cardboard, I found that I was throwing away so many perfectly good pieces because they were just a little too small, so I decided to use them. So some of the kits will have 4, maybe even as small as 3 inches for their square, but the standard one that I was going for was this one. So that's your squares. For now, I'm going to cover the outside and let them dry, and then we're going to fold the squares. So 2 squares, 2 pieces of paper. Now for these, I actually used the color copier and printed this off of the internet. So I found a pretty picture that I liked and I printed it. You can use wrapping paper or you can print your own. So you put this in the middle. Doesn't matter if it's a little too big, as long as it's not too small. You're going to fold it over. Make sure you fold, act like you're wrapping a little present. You want to fold the corners neatly in. Where's my glue? All right. Now it's time to use the glue stick. You can put some on the front of it as well. It's going to sit there in the middle. And then glue the edges that you're going to seal around it. Fold it nicely on the corners. There's another way to do that. When I do the second one, I'll show you how I like to fold corners sometimes. It's real crisp. And then just make sure you have glue on everything that counts to hold your paper down. Fold it over. That's one edge. Same thing on the other side. You don't want your corners coming out of the edges like they're, you want it to be nice and crisp. So that's going to be covered whenever you make your folded paper. That's all going to be on the inside. So there's one. I'm going to show you my alternate way to do that. Here's my second square. If I didn't have that extra paper, This is a trick that I use in sewing. I take the corners and I fold them first, right up to the corner edge. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I go back and fold the side edges. Let's get some glue down here. And you get perfectly crisp corners, mitered edges, you might even say. That's pretty crisp whenever you do it that way. It's an old sewing trick. My sister, she taught me a lot about sewing. She was so smart. I was into art, she was into sewing. So I got the best of both worlds. There's 2. And once again, you can do this any way you want, as long as the corners are nice and neat and they're going to stay down when you put your paper on top of it. Alrighty, we have 2 nice cardboard squares that have now been covered with pretty paper. We're going to sit those aside to dry while I show you how to fold your paper. Now this is the part you need to pay attention carefully to. It's not hard, it's just very specific. So I've got 3 pieces of, I'm going to use the blue paper this time and some white ribbon. And the first thing I'm going to do is fold each page in half into 2 rectangles. Now, this is kind of like origami, so it's important to get your folds pretty accurate. I mean, if you don't, it's not the end of the world, but if you want it to come out really cool, now, it's good to be accurate. If you get the kit, I've already folded it the first time for you, so in order to fit it into the bag, I kind of had to, so that helps you along your way. So you're going to have 3 pieces of paper, and they're all folded side to side into rectangles. Lots and lots of origami. If you've ever done origami, lots and lots of them start out just like this. This is like the first step. So I have 3 rectangles. And now I'm going to go back and I'm going to fold it with the pointed side up. I'm going to fold it corner to, no, take it back. I'm going to fold it again in the opposite direction, another rectangle. So we have a crisscross and they're both going in the same way. They call that a mountain fold, a peak. You have a peak there, okay? And then corner to corner, you're going to go against the peaks. You're going to go the opposite way. You're going to fold right over them so that the center is right at the center of your fold. Does that make any sense? Your point is going to be right there. Corner to corner, match it pretty carefully there. And this is all you have to do. Now when you turn it inside out, it's real easy to do that. Want to see that again? You have your peaks, your valleys. You just folded it so that these corners are going to come together and the ones you didn't fold are going to be flat. That's what we're going to end up with. 3 of them just like that. Let me show you again. Rectangle, open it up, fold it on itself and make another rectangle. But don't fold them back and forth. We just want them all going one way for this particular project. It makes it a little bit easier. So see, you have your mountain. And you're going to fold it across itself, point to point, make a big triangle. And you crease those corners really well. You have your triangle, and when you open it up, keep the points kind of together. You open it up, pop, and this is going to make a square. See that? You've got your square. Now you have 2 squares. Crease them nice and flat. Put that over here. Let me show you one more time if you need it. All right, so for the 3rd square, you do exactly the same thing, side to side, 2 rectangles. Both of them are folded in the same direction, see? And then when you go point to point, if you make more than one of these, you're going to get really good at it because repetition is the way to learn things. I swear by it. And after I made a whole bunch of these, it got to be real easy. So you pop it up, there's your point, you hold your creases down, and it folds into a little square. You can go back and look at that again if you want to, but that's how a lot of origami starts out. It's a real simple way to start out. Now, I'm going to show you, I learned this video from a wonderful middle school teacher named Mrs. Amsler, Ursina Amsler, and she does wonderful videos and she teaches middle school kids the most fun things, and I just love the way she taught this. She said, think of it like when you put your squares up like so. She said, pretend that it's 3 little birds, and this is their beaks, beep, beep, beep. And you face 2 of them. They're all facing towards you. They're ready to eat. Mama bird feeds the middle one first. He's not hungry, so he turns around. So you have these 3 little birds, one facing toward you, the other 2 facing away. And the way they're going to get close together, they're going to interlock their wings. And that's how we're going to glue this. The wings are going to get glued together. See, and that's going to make our folding book. Okay, see? 2 away, 1 towards you. So we're going to open it up. Lay it flat for a second. It's going to be real easy to fold it back where you want it. Lay it flat. Put your glue down so you can fold 2 of these corner pieces. They overlap right to the center. And you put it on top of it. Just like you had the little wings overlapping there. So there's that one. Fold it back like it was. And then we're going to do the other one. Same thing, the wings are going to interlock. Can you see how the wings overlap like that? That's where we're going to put the glue. You can go back and watch this part again if it doesn't seem clear to you. Like I said, if you make more than one of these, it's going to get real easy. It's pretty easy anyway. Pretty fun to do. Especially when you start decorating it. After you get it all put together and you start decorating it with Christmas wrap and family photos and writing messages in it, that's a lot of fun. Of course, I like this part too. So you overlap them so that the square is on both sides. And once again, press it down with the glue. So we have this one going this way, this one going this way, and this one like that, like a jack-in-the-box kind of. And you want to press it nice and flat. Make sure you don't have too many, you don't have any stray glue streaks somewhere that's going to glue it in the wrong places. So this is what it looks like. Believe it or not, you already did this part. See how quick that was? Now, I'm going to take my 2 cards that I glued earlier. One of them is going to have ribbon on it because that's the one that's going to tie it shut. So I've cut a piece of ribbon. This one is about 22 inches long. And you want to pinch it in the middle because you want to make sure the middle goes right in the center of your card. We're going to put glue down for the ribbon first of all. There's my pinched middle piece in the center. And then we're going to glue everything else. Put plenty of glue around this side. And this side and right down the ribbon. And you're going to center this in the center so there's a little bit of edge showing around of your card. You can see I kind of didn't do my folds exact right there, but that's okay. Even if it's imperfect, it still comes out really cool. Now, you don't have any ribbon to worry about with this one. No ribbon on this one, so you're just going to glue it down. You're going to put plenty of glue. I love this stuff. If you've seen my videos, you know that I'm kind of new to the glue sticks, and I love them. So, you're going to put the second card right on top. Let's see, do we want them to both look like they're facing up? Some of them don't have an up and down, and most of the time it doesn't matter anyway. You just want a little edge around your paper. So you're going to glue this one down. Now, before you give this away, you're going to tie this right here, nice and tightly. That's after you've decorated it and put your gift card in, or even money. You could even fold up money. Who doesn't like money to fall out of a card? You're never too old to want money to fall out of your birthday card. So that's what it's going to look like. And of course you want the glue to dry. And then when they open it, thinking, oh, look what a cute little card they made. Look what a cute card they made. Now, I'm going to show you the other one again. The reason I have this wrap up here, you can use it on the outside, but it's really fun. After you've finished it and the glue is dry and you open it up, yeah, you can do both sides. I didn't do the back side of this one, but I just simply cut up little triangles and squares on either end. I left the middle, let me turn it around, I left the middle for my message. But like I said, if you have a gift card for someone, you can put the gift card in here. And I just used, all of these are little clips of wrapping paper, or you can, some of these I think I printed on the color copier, but you can either use bits of wrapping paper that you have at home or anything that you want to. If you want to put family photos in there and give it to your grandma, she will love it. She'll show it to all of her friends. And then when you shut it back up, it folds right away. So, some of the packages will have red paper, some of them will have green paper, some of them will have this beautiful blue paper. So any way that you want to do yours, and of course if you're doing this at home, you can choose any kind of paper you want to. And then you tie it in a bow, any way that you feel comfortable with that. Tie your card up before you give it out. And this one has different kind of ribbon. And you're ready to surprise someone for the holidays. There you are. So that's how you make a squash book or an exploding book, depending on how you look at it, whether you're opening it or closing it. And I hope you enjoyed our video today. I hope you go home and try making one of these, or if you're at home, I hope you'll try to make one of these. It's a lot of fun. It's pretty simple. And most of all, I hope you have a happy holiday. However you celebrate, I hope there's joy in your life. Keep safe, keep happy, and keep reading.